everybody. I'd like to give a warm welcome to all you out there. As you know, my name is Renee and you're watching my Health Corner. Believe it or not, God really does care about your health. Last year, just about anywhere you look, sickness and disease were on the rise. In the United States, someone had a heart attack every 40 seconds. And 1.4 million Americans are diagnosed with diabetes every year. 1 in 2 people will get cancer in their lifetime. And it was estimated that there would be 1.9 million new cancer cases diagnosed and 609,360 cancer deaths in the United States last year in 2022. There's also a rise in the number of strokes per year, gastrointestinal problems, arthritic conditions, lung conditions, lupus, multiple sclerosis, and many other diseases. The question is, why? Well, many people believe God is to blame, but is that the case? In 3 John 2, in the Bible, we're told that God wants us to prosper and to be in health. So if he wants us to be in health, why is disease more rampant now than ever before? What's the problem? Well, there are laws known as natural laws, and when we neglect these laws in any way, we can get many different types of sicknesses and even disease. And over a period of time of continuing to neglect these laws, severe diseases can set in, like cancer. Okay, well, last time I did a video, it was on supplementation, part 1, and today is going to be part 2, so let's get started. Now, here's a fact. Some people take supplements to get the minerals needed. Were you aware that all of your nutrients are counterbalanced, dependent upon each other, and that they all need their facilitators to help with maximum absorption? Example, calcium and magnesium. You can have all the calcium you want, but if your body doesn't have the proper amount of magnesium, the calcium will not be able to do what is necessary to be done in the body. Too much calcium steals the magnesium out of the body, causing plaque buildup on the vessels and arterial walls. So, question. Do supplements have all the facilitators necessary for proper absorption? Answer. A natural orange is superior to any pharmaceutical preparation as a source of vitamin C. Even though the orange only has 53.6 mg of vitamin C, because of the 170 phytochemicals that an orange contains, it's even greater than 500 mg of vitamin C supplement. It's not how much you take, it's how well the body absorbs what you take in. So remember, what God has created, man can never improve upon. Now, there are cases where major doses of vitamin C powder may be needed in life-threatening situations, but it's not recommended for daily, regular use. Well, even if somebody's sick and they have a cold, you can take some extra vitamin C, that's okay. Now, there was this man in New Zealand who had the swine flu, and he was in a coma, and he was about to be taken off life support. And I'm going to post a video link below where you can watch about that, but it did save his life. Anyway, here's some facts about supplementation. The latest research of 20 huge studies recently published is consistent and solid. The opinion of the Cochrane Review Committee confirms much of the information. There was a paper that was just published in the American Journal of I don't even know how to pronounce the word, epidemiology, titled Soup du Jour, and it was vitamins A, B, C, E, and now D. And now there's major studies that show that A, beta-carotene pills increase the risk of lung cancer, B, folic acid pills increase the risk of the recurring of narrowing of your vessels. Restenosis, I think is how you pronounce it, and it restricts your blood flow, and heart attacks and cancer can also be increased from that. And then C, vitamin E can be toxic. D, calcium supplements are linked to increased heart attack risk. You get the calcium you need in your food. This way, the calcium absorbs much slower, the way the body was intended to. Don't take supplements, especially postmenopausal. E, EFA, which stands for essential fatty acids, which is a psychological active chemical that does harmful things in the body. It thins your blood too much, and it suppresses the immune system, and it makes a person fat. Good evidence shows that taking these essential fats increase your risk of cancer and microbial infections. F. Vitamin B may contain cyanide. That was vitamin B12. And anyway, there's a lot more too. But anyway, when you take vitamin supplements, you create nutritional imbalances in your body. And the way our Creator designed our food is packed with all the necessary elements to counterbalance each other. Vitamins are isolated and they are concentrated nutrients. They're not food. They're pills, and they're proven that they can be very toxic to the body. If, of course, taken way too much, but one little pill is not going to hurt you, obviously. But anyway, I'm going to now share some Spirit of Prophecy quotes with you about supplemented minerals. And the first one is from 2SM 278, paragraph 3, says, "From our study of the testimonies and the little work How to Live, we can see that the Lord is strongly opposed to the use of drugs in our medical work. Several of the students are in doubt as to the meaning of the word drug as mentioned in How to Live." And that's a book that Sister White wrote. "Does it refer only to the stronger medicines as mercury, strychnine, arsenic, and such poisons, the things we medical students call drugs? Or does it also include the simpler remedies as potassium, iodine, squills, etc.? We know that our success will be proportionate to our adherence to God's methods. For this reason, I have asked the above question." And then continuing on, same book, page 279 says, "Your questions, I will say, are answered largely, if not definitely, in How to Live. Drug poisons mean the articles which you have mentioned. I do not think that I can give you any definite line of medicines compounded and dealt out by doctors that are perfectly harmless." And then Temperance, page 87, paragraph 3 says, "God's servants should not administer medicines which they know will leave behind injurious effects upon the system, even if they do relieve present suffering. Every poisonous preparation in the vegetable and mineral kingdoms taken into the system will leave its wretched influence, affecting the liver and lungs and deranging the system generally." Now, I'm going to post below some links, and these are articles to learn more about this subject. One of them is just be on the safe side. Don't take vitamins by a doctor. His name is John McDougall. He's pretty popular on a lot of things. And another one is information regarding the dangers of supplementation. There's going to be a couple links about that. And the next one is a vitamin a day may actually do more harm than good. And then folic acid, folate supplementation, how it can be hazardous to your health, and how some vitamins may be hazardous to your health. And then there's one that says expert nutritionists say to focus more on food than to take supplements. So if we're eating from the 4 food groups that God provided for us, that's fruits and nuts and grains and vegetables and seeds included, we don't need to worry about getting enough vitamins and such, because we'll get it from those food groups. And also proper combinations are very important. So if you don't know what that is, go back and read my video called watch my video called Food Combinations, and you'll learn a lot there too. Now there's a couple things we want to keep in mind. Supplementation can be very costly. I mean, those things aren't cheap. And our health message is to be affordable to the poor as well as to the rich. So we don't want to recommend all these supplements that the poor people can't buy, because it'll discourage them, and then they'll think there's no hope for them. MM 266 paragraph 3 says you cannot teach health reform unless you present the most inexpensive methods of living. The enemy must have no advantage in any line. Now, supplementation, as I say, can be very costly, and it would be giving Satan advantage. And how is that? Because people would think they can't be healed without these expensive things if they can't get the supplements. So, and they're going to think that they're so necessary that they have to have them. And when people get discouraged too when they're sick, and that can make it worse for them. We're already not feeling well, and sick minds don't really think as well as they would if they were not sick. So that can make them feel down and out and depressed. And many of the supplements too, they have added ingredients like magnesium stearate. That's a poison. If there's an emergency situation where a 1 or 2 time dose is necessary, be sure what you're taking is the only ingredient, and be sure it's 100% vegetarian. They put these supplements in gelatin capsules, which comes from a pig usually. So read your labels. I've ordered supplements in the past for, if we get sick or something, we will take a little extra vitamin C or zinc or something. But so many of those supplements, magnesium stearate, you have to look and look and look to find one without, it seems. Now, there's a difference between extracted supplements and whole powder food, like the green powder that's made from dried green vegetables and they turned it into a powder. It's okay, but once again, you have to make sure there's no harmful ingredients, because they like to add all this extra junk. When they have something good, then they go and ruin it by putting in all this other garbage. Now, one last thing, because of the way things are growing today, it's best if you can buy organic or grow your own. But I know that's not possible for everybody, but I try to buy all organic as much as I can on most things. Things like oranges and grapefruit I don't, because even if they are sprayed, those skins are tough and you don't eat that. Now, if you can't do that either, you can purchase from a local farmer's market, and make sure that you get non-GMO for sure, because that is horrible. And you don't want all those harmful chemicals on your food either, or in it, especially berries. Berries are terrible. Strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, whatever is sprayed on them soaks right into the fruit, and you can't wash it out because there's no skin on there to wipe it off or anything. It just absorbs right in there. You can ask the person who's selling, the stuff, or email. A lot of times you can, email them or call them and find out. I saw this tomato paste at Costco, and it had an ingredient in there that I wanted to know what the source was. It was, I'm trying to think, citric acid, and that can come from several sources. And so I called them or emailed them. I emailed them, and the lady, I called and I talked to a lady, and she said she would find out and email me. So she did email me, and she found out that it was from non-GMO corn. So I was like, oh, great, that's wonderful. So yeah, it pays to do a little investigation and find out where some of these things come from if you're not sure. And the best thing is, I'm in America, so the best thing here is I buy USDA certified organic, because if it says that, then you know that they have not sprayed it or done these things with it, because they'll lose their certification if they do anything wrong, and I'm sure they don't want that. Now, I also have a video I'm going to post below that speaks against calcium supplementation, and I just wanted to tell you that there's a people talk about nutrient-dense produce. And there was a guy named Lynn Hoag. He had a $70 tool he used to test how nutrient-dense produce really was. It's called a refractometer. You can do a little research on that if you're interested. But anyway, well, that's our time for today. So I hope what you've learned on here is a blessing to you and your family. And until we meet again, may the good Lord bless and keep you.